My devil-spawn ex-wife got hit by a terminal illness, and her last wish was to chat to me, but I want to deny her last request. So, I, 45 meters, had a previous relationship with Lucifer, names made up for privacy, 43 feet. We were married for 5 years and dated for 7. From this, we had 3 kids, Danny, 21 meters, Minnie, 19 feet, and Jackal, 17 meters. A few months before I filed for divorce, I noticed Lucifer becoming increasingly controlling and paranoid. If I went out, she needed to know where I was going. For example, I went to my nan's flat to help her, along with my uncle, get some new, heavy furniture inside the flat. Despite the fact that I had told her earlier where I was going, she demanded to know where I was. I researched why these types of things might happen and found out it might be a sign of cheating. It turns out, I was right. Basically, a friend of mine saw her and another man kissing and flirting inside a restaurant where he was with his siblings and mom. He sent me photos. I filed for divorce, blah blah blah. You get the idea. I didn't really care what I got in the divorce, I only pushed for 80-20 custody and to keep my money. Surprisingly, she didn't contest anything but the custody. I got 70-30 instead of 80-20, but hey, I picked myself up because I still had majority custody. Anyway, this year, my ex got terminal cancer. When Danny told me, Minnie, and Jackal, I didn't really care. I comforted my kids, but personally, I didn't care. In fact, I'm ashamed of myself because of this. I was kinda excited to get full custody of Jackal. Danny has already moved out and Minnie decided she wanted to stay with only me when she turned 18. A few days later, I got a call from Danny. He told me that Lucifer was bedridden and she had asked Danny to talk to me. Basically, her last wish was to have one last conversation with me. I told Danny, quite bluntly, I'll admit, that no, I will not talk to her. All care I had for this woman evaporated when I found out she cheated on me. Danny understood but told me to expect a call from his maternal side as they had basically treated her like the world revolved around her in her last few months. Somehow, my ex-in-laws got my number and have been bombarding me with texts and calls, calling me heartless and evil for not granting my ex her final wish. My kids and my ex's cousins, whom she never got along with, are on my side. But all of Lucifer's family and a few mutual friends are on her side. What do you think I should do here? Relevant comments. Friends call her Lucy. Some call her Luce. The Loose Goose. Update 1. Yesterday, I told a small story about denying my ex-wife her last wish. The reason I say this is technically an update is because it's only a small update. I mean small. It's mostly just collectively responding to some general comments. Firstly, thanks for all the advice, love, hate, and laughter about Lucifer's chosen name. Secondly, to all those saying she's getting her karma with cancer, stop. I might not like her, but I wouldn't wish cancer, let alone terminal cancer, on anyone, not even the woman who made my life a misery for a long few months. It's kinda messed up to say that sort of thing. I also want to talk about my resentment towards my ex. To be clear, I do not hate her. Why? That would require me to use energy thinking about her, and I personally think this is energy wasted. I rarely have to do anyway. Even more rare now that 2 of my kids don't live with her part-time anymore. To the very few hurling insults at me, take a hike. If you're gonna give your opinion on something, do it respectfully. And now, the tiny update. Many of you gave me the advice to not speak to Lucifer in person and instead write her a letter or make her a video. I have spoken to all of my kids collectively and asked them their opinions. I also told them that what was previously suggested above would be the only way I would grant her this wish. My kids all decided that, while they would like me to speak to her, they totally understand if I don't want to. I told them that I'm seriously considering writing a letter or making a video call appearance. But I need more time to decide if that's what I want to do. So, I turned to internet strangers again. Advice would be greatly appreciated. Update 2. Hi. It's been a while, 5 months in fact. A while ago, I uploaded a post about my ex-wife, Lucifer, and also a small update that I didn't really consider a proper response one. I'm making this to update you all and answer a few questions. I'll start off with the 2 main questions. One was, did I talk to her? I ended up choosing not to. At first, a few months ago, I decided I would in person for the sake of my kids. However, upon arriving at the hospital, I began hyperventilating and nearly passed out. After this, I went back on my word and decided not to. I did not think risking my own life just to speak to someone I have not seen in a very long time was worth it. The second question is pretty much the same sort of thing. Did I make her a video, call her, or write her a letter? I also considered this. However, after I decided I might, something happened that made it impossible. Let me catch you up first. Shortly after my post, some of Lucifer's relatives that had been attacking me began to publicly attack me on social media. I was attacked by even more people. Most of these people I did not know. The posts were taken down when my 3 kids sat down with their mother's relatives and told them, in no uncertain terms, they would cut contact if this kind of thing continued. This seemed to stop it. I am incredibly grateful and feel blessed that my kids did this for me. They didn't have to, but they did. Shortly after this, we received news that Lucifer might actually come out alive. Basically, what was killing her had sort of become benign and the doctors were working on treatment. This was sadly short-lived. Just last week, Lucifer passed in her sleep. My children and their family are incredibly upset. I have comforted my kids and done my best to support them the whole way through. My kids have decided to begin planning her funeral. I have decided to attend at the request of my eldest, Danny, and at the request of a mutual friend of mine and Lucifer's, John. He supported me, despite still being friends with Lucifer, through the whole divorce process. I feel as though I owe it to him. John has told me that he will sit with me and make sure none of Lucifer's family trouble me. My youngest and my middle, Jackal and Minnie, have agreed to do a similar thing by speaking to their relatives and distracting them. Thanks for all the help, everyone.